Good morning, guys. Gonna have a look at one of these cheap solar light bulbs. Poundland usually sells them other places, but certainly Poundland was selling them for £4. Normally, if you shine a light on the solar panel for a few seconds, you will get at least a little flash of light on the LEDs, but I think the battery in this one's dead. I'll just try giving it a boost. So quite literally, just shining a bright light at it. For demonstration purposes, I only need to do this for a few seconds. So take the light away, then you cover the LED. Oh, let's turn that off. And normally you'd get some sort of a light from the LEDs. So that's telling me either it's switched off, which it isn't. Can we see that? Off, on. So it's not that. So I suspect it may be the little rechargeable battery that's in there is completely dead. If they're not used at all, they do seem to deteriorate. And if they are used, they deteriorate, but they seem to deteriorate a lot quicker if they're not used for years on end. Right, so that's our rechargeable battery. .2 volts. 40 milliamp hour. Let's bring that up so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Now, 1.2 volts, 40 milliamp hour, nickel metal hydride. I could just connect a battery direct to see if the LEDs are okay. The circuit board itself, obviously solar panel up to these two terminals. Should we take it off so we can have a better look? I suppose I could. I think Big Clive has reviewed these often enough. Inductor, and the circuit is in that chip, which, this particular one, does it have a number on it? Oh, it does have a number on it on this side. I'll do a close-up of the chip number, but if you look them up on the internet, they are solar light regulators or something like that, I think they call them. All it does is power from the panel is directed through to the battery, and then when there is no light coming onto the panel, it allows the power from the battery to go to the LEDs. So it's sort of a switch over. One way it's a circuit from there to there, and then when there's no light on there, it's a circuit from there to there. Changeover switch, electronic changeover switch. It's probably the easiest way to put it. Oh, it actually says on the back there, a 5252F. Let's go in close again. 5252F. And obviously an on-off switch at the bottom. tags are actually labelled. So we do have B plus and B minus to go to the battery. And plus and minus for the LED string. S plus, S minus for the solar panel. L for this inductor. And then 5252F for the chip. Right, just to do a bit of testing, I've got 3 volts on my test probes, or 2.9 volts, so that should be enough to light those LEDs. So that should be negative. Yeah, so the LEDs are okay. They're just plain LEDs. I think the easiest thing for me to do is just desolder the battery and test it with a different battery, see if we can charge a different battery. We've been out for our midday snack. I've come back and had a look in my junk box where I've got these parts from other solar lights. So I've just rigged up that battery onto the one we're trying to repair, and as you can see, that is working. If I cover the panel, the power from that one lights up the LEDs. But before we jump to conclusions, I did notice when I put it in there initially, nothing happened. And this on-off switch is very intermittent. That's the best way I can put it. Yeah, that's supposed to be on and off, and I have to juggle it to actually make it work. So it may be as simple as it's just that on-off switch that's faulty. So I'm going to have to solder the original battery back in again, or I might be able to rig it up temporarily across here, because it won't be charged up. Right, on, off there. Yeah, it's running just about off the existing battery. So all my testing, and it looks like it's just that on-off switch. And the easiest fix with that is do away with it, just put a solder blob straight across where the switch goes, because I'm not going to want to switch it off at any time. Just leave it permanently switched on. Do away with that switch. So let's see if we can get this off without burning our fingers. If we do it a bit at a time. No, that's going to get too hot. Right, so we'll do away with that switch. See if we can do it with a blob of solder. Right, big blob of solder across there so it's permanently on. Yeah, I don't know if you can actually see the lights flickering there a bit, but they are coming on. So I'll solder this one back in again. That's where I carefully took it out, and we'll see if it works. Right, that's soldered it back in place. So that's the original battery. You can probably see the lights are flickering. Got just a little bit of power in there. So I'll give it a boost on here. Just for a few seconds. Right, cover that. There we go. So I think that'll now work. So all the testing and all the rest of it I did was all a waste of time, because all that was wrong with it was the on-off switch. So all that I've done, if we can focus on here, is I've taken the on-off switch off and just put a blob of solder across there so it's permanently on. And now the LEDs come on. If I uncover that, they go off, cover it, they go on. So if they've had a bit of time to charge up properly, they'll probably stay alight. So I'll put it all back together. So back together, you can probably hear it's raining and the washing machine is on, which is what the noise is. I'm giving it a little bit of a boost. So power off, and then if I cover the solar cell, the lights come on. So I'll hang that one up along with all the others. I just wanted to add a little bit to the end of the video about how this little circuit acts like a jewel thief, which you may have heard of. You may know that a white LED needs about 3.2 volts to light up. It certainly won't light from a 1.2 volt battery. So what is happening? Well, what is happening is that bit of circuitry is in effect boosting the voltage. Thanks for watching. If you want more information, check down below in the video description. If you like this video, you might like this one up here. And if you want to subscribe, you can check out my channel over here. Up here is my latest video on my channel, and down here is a video playlist associated with the video you've just watched. Thanks again for watching.